So, what do you do? Was a casual question that somebody asked me during a dinner meet that stumped me and made me jump into doing things before they were fully ready. I know a lot of people push off following their passion or exploring their interest just worried about what people may say or how the world would perceive their value. I was there too. In this video, I'd like to share with you some of my lessons learned that I wish my younger self had known on what it really takes to not tie your entire identity and self-worth with this one thing that you do. To those new to this channel, my name is Vasantha Gullapalli. I've been in the tech industry for nearly 30 years and the last 8.5 years with Amazon. Along the way, I've also taken some intentional detours to explore my interests and take care of life's priorities at that time. None of those detours were easy for me, even after I took care of the practical aspects like the financial planning and such, because I was constantly second guessing myself, and I was also too tied to this identity that I had created around the corporate version of myself. Life has an interesting way of testing these identities that we build around ourselves. It could be this job or the title that we carry at office, or the role that we play at home as a full-time homemaker or a caregiver. Jobs can vanish overnight, titles can change overnight, children move away from home, and all of a sudden you're staring at this question that you perhaps avoided your entire life. It is, if I'm not that thing that I was doing, who am I really? Who am I as a question can sound very philosophical and abstract, but all it needs is a little dive deep to understand why it is so easy for us to get engrossed in this thing that we do, or the rewards and the validation and the praises that we get, or even in the dependence that people have on us at home or elsewhere. If any of this sounds very familiar to you, you are not alone. Because it is very easy for the thing that we do, the work that we do, to occupy every corner of our life if we let it. And slowly, whatever makes you uniquely you starts slipping away, and then you start shaping yourself based on how the world expects you to be. Now, on to my learnings that I wish my younger self had learned on what it really takes to not tie your entire identity to that one thing that you do. The first one was about making time for my own hobbies and interests. This was actually very hard for me, especially in that first 10-15 years of my career where I was working in a very fast-paced environment. I was also growing very fast and really thriving there. I had a young family at home where I was trying to balance my time between work and home, and I had all kinds of reasons why I didn't have time for my hobbies. It was only in the first detour that I took away from corporate that I actually got time to go back and spend time on my hobbies, and I realized how much I missed them and also how much they generally enriched my days. So my first guardrail that I would like to share with you is you don't have to wait for a sabbatical or to leave work, but really continue to invest time in your hobbies, even if it is just 30 to 40 minutes every day. This not only helps you become a much more well-rounded person yourself, sometimes it can open doors for you and you get to meet different kinds of people through whom you'll start seeing life in a different light altogether. And you'll start developing a much broader perspective about life. The second one was about slowing down and creating those moments of joy every single day. This was perhaps one of the hardest things for me to do because, like I said before, the first 10-15 years of my career, I was in a very fast-paced environment, was also growing, giving in my 100% at work, also had a young family at home that I was trying to juggle my time with, and I just thought that I could not afford to slow down. But all it took was like a slight mindset change to really understand what this meant. So for example, if you're a coffee lover like me, there's a difference between just whipping up a quick cup and gulping it down to taking that extra time to brew a cup exactly the way you like it and enjoying it uninterrupted. If this needs you to wake up, say 15 minutes early to enjoy that cup, it is so worth it. Now, if you just create more such moments in your day, each of your day becomes a lot more joyful. Like the famous quotation, happiness is all about having something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. Now imagine if you have something to look forward to every single day and many times in a day, then your days become a lot more joyful. So, the second guardrail that I would suggest for you is to actually slow down a little bit, be mindful, and create those moments of joy every single day. So, life is all about both those small moments and the big milestones. So, you can't just be living and planning every day for those big milestones and missing out on the small moments. My third learning is about the importance of having a diverse network. Staying in touch with friends, family, and colleagues was never an issue for me. But it is only when I took some time away from corporate and indulged in my hobbies and passion projects that I got to meet people from different walks of life and started seeing life in a different light altogether. It's only through those interactions I started realizing that not everyone really cares about what you do. It is who you are that is important. So, the third guardrail that I would really recommend for you is to be mindful about the company that you keep and really invest time and energy in nurturing those relationships. This could be a mentor that you really look up to and respect, somebody that you're helping and mentoring yourself, or a childhood friend or cousin that you just like to hang out to have a good time with. All these relationships matter, and you get to learn something or the other from every one of them. I hope this was useful for you and you have something to think about and ponder as you're designing your life. I've written a little bit more in detail about this in my newsletter. The link to it is in the description box below for you to click and read. If you think somebody in your network would benefit from listening to this, please consider sharing with them. And thank you for listening so far. Thank you for subscribing if you've already done that. And until next time, stay well.